$450 to $550 million. That is the amount that U.S. corporations lose every single year because employees are not engaged at work. And these numbers haven't changed. Perhaps you've had a job yourself where you weren't giving it your all, your blood, your sweat, your tears to that employee, to that employer. So how do we change it? Well, I would suggest that you put together your own Grategy. And you're sitting there going, Lisa, I don't even know what a Grategy is. What is that? A Grategy, or gratitude strategy, is your conscious decision to not only bring more gratitude into the workplace, but to bring it into your life. So today, for our time together, I'm going to show you some strategies that work in the workplace, and they also will help you with your personal life. Because the thing that's really cool with this talk, with your Grategy, is it works either way. So substitute the words that you want. If I'm talking about employer and you want a better relationship with your spouse, do that. Use friends, whatever you want to get the most out of it. So let's dive right into it with the THANK process, because I am an acronym girl. So if there is a talk that you're hearing by me, there's an acronym in there somewhere. Just it makes it easier for me to process, and hopefully it will help you to also remember it. So the T stands for trust. Trust is pretty much the foundation of everything. If your employees don't trust you, because, oh goodness gracious, she just went to another seminar. What's she gonna make us do now? Let's just let it last for like 2 or 3 weeks until things go back to normal again, right? We need to set the example for what we want to do, what we want others to do in the workplace, and know that this is a process and there's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. That's okay. Set the example for your employees because they are watching you and not just listening to you. I know it made big news recently if you saw that CEO that actually went from making a $1 million salary to a $70,000 salary so that he could give everybody in his company a raise. He wants the company minimum wage to be $70,000 a year. Do you think that his employees trust him? Yeah, because there's no longer that huge disparity between what he's doing and what they're doing for him. It's the same with our personal lives. If we've had difficulty in our relationships, we know that trust isn't something that happens overnight. You know, it takes a long time to build, and how long does it take to destroy? Exactly. So know that this is a process, but we begin with that foundation of trust. Next, we move to help. Help your employees to envision their career path within the organization. Because when they can see themselves where they want to be, using their strengths, using what they love to do, they're going to work a lot harder for you. Be proactive. Don't just wait till somebody comes along and gives their 2-week notice. Oh, how can we keep you? Yeah. Take the time to, again, look at what you can do. Where are they shining? How can I help them to do more of that? You know, we see so many books now like Strengths Finders that instead of fixing what's broken in employees, we look at what they're already good at and help them to do more of that. And in our personal lives, when we come to each other, when we come to others in a mode of service, of volunteering, of helping others, of making someone else's life a little bit better because we were in it, we deepen those relationships. So trust, help. The next one, of course, it's my favorite step because that's the applaud step. We want to recognize, we want to acknowledge the people. And what gets recognized gets repeated. So we want to be very specific in our praise. But the thing that we need to do, because we all know, I mean, Mom has been telling us since we were this high, comes down to 2 words. And those 2 words would be? Thank you. Okay, wait a minute. And those 2 words would be? Thank you. Okay, so somebody says thank you. You're welcome. That is the only acceptable answer to the words thank you. Besides my pleasure, you can also say that. That's the addendum. But what are some of the things that we hear instead of you're welcome?
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
No problem.
No problem.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Just doing my job. Yep. We need to change the language. When somebody says thank you, remember, they are giving you a gift, and when you take that gift and you say it was nothing, you're not accepting it. We're not completing that cycle of appreciation. So we're actually going to do a little practice right now. It's going to be really quick. It's called the thank you, you're welcome exercise. You will turn to the person that's sitting next to you, and it looks like this. Thank you, you're welcome, thank you, you're welcome, thank you, you're welcome, switch. Thank you, you're welcome, thank you, you're welcome, thank you, you're welcome. Okay, on the count of 3, the person with the shortest hair goes first. Sorry. Go ahead and go. 3, thank you, you're welcome, switch. All right. So did some of you find that your you're welcome muscle was a little rusty? I love doing this activity at my workshops because what often happens, or well, actually it only happened once, but it still cracks me up. Thank you, no problem. Really? So we need to create the language. So then, another little tangent on thank you. Somebody gives you a sincere compliment. That is a beautiful tie.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, and thank you. Correct response. What do we say instead? Oh yeah, this whole thing, I've had it forever. $2 at the thrift store. You know, we make up the story. Stop that. We think we are being all humble and stuff because we're not accepting somebody else's sincere thank you. When we want to bring more applause, more appreciation into our life, we start by changing our language. The next thing is to navigate work-life balance. We are connected 24/7. That's the N in thanks. You know, I think the invention of the cell phone, the smartphone, pretty much eliminated any of that delineation that we used to have. We need to unplug. And we do that with things that we've already seen today, but it's the breath. One of the breathing techniques that I like is I just call it 4-7-8 because that's what it looks like. That's what the count is. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 7, release for 8. Do that 5 times, and you'll allow that flow of endorphins to start coursing through your body, your oxytocin, your serotonin, your dopamine, the feel-good drugs that we have. Take that time, give yourself a break, get away, unplug, but also set the example for your employees. Let them know it's okay to unplug. Release that stress because you know that stress is killing you. We need to reduce it because it's not going away. And finally, the last step, to get to know people, to get to know your employees. I posted a survey on social media, and how much about your personal life do you think your employer should know? Now, it ranged from the few people that said, absolutely nothing, to the group that said, I want them to know that I'm a human and treat me as such. So look for ways, listen intently. When somebody walks into your office or at home and you're on email, what is it that you need? I can't get to you right now. Stop. Make eye contact. You might say, I got 10 seconds, let me finish up this email. How can I help you? Or I'm really busy right now, can we schedule something later? Get to know people. Take that time in our personal lives as well. Listen intently, find out what people like to do, and relate to them in the way that they want to be related to. The golden rule says to do unto others as you would have done unto you. But when it comes to getting to know others, do unto others as they would have done unto them. So in our short time together, we've looked at those 5 steps. We've learned how to build a foundation of trust, to help others, to applaud and acknowledge their efforts, to navigate work-life balance, and finally to get to know people. And when you do that, when you thank people, you will get rich, not only financially, in your relationships, in your health, in every single area of your life. Thankfulness, gratefulness, gratitude works. Put together your Grategy today, and please know how much I appreciate all of you. Thank you.